guys, this is Orsi and this is going to be my 1 month with a deck, the 11th one of this series video, which is about the Margarete, I think it's Margarete, but I don't know, Margarete Petersen. I kind of think it's a German name and I don't know. Margarete sounds better for me, probably not how you say it, but this is that deck. And I have a new, like wintry setup. So yeah, this is my 1 month with this deck review, I guess, an update about the deck. This was on my list because I absolutely adored the artwork, and as you can see, I went ahead and trimmed the deck after all, because I have tiny hands. The deck currently is still too big for me to comfortably use it. It's regular oracle size or something like that, or maybe a bit smaller than a regular oracle size, but I love the artwork so much, and I wanted to use it because I was going back and forth. Should I trim it? Because if I don't keep it, then it's a limitation that it's already been trimmed. But I decided that either way, if I don't trim it, I won't be able to use it, so what's the point? So I went ahead and I trimmed it, and I think it does amazing things with to the deck when the borders are not there, because there are pictures within a picture in most of the minors, at least. I wish I could just remove the remaining part of it, and I'm really hoping that I will be familiar with this deck at some point in the future where I can just cut off the titles and just work with the art, because I feel like this is one of it's similar in feeling for me to the Soul Cards Oracle, which I don't have because I was always wary of it. I always felt like I'm not gonna be able to connect with it, or I don't know why. I think Soul Cards is something that I should just get and try it out, but something is always like, do I not? Especially these days when I'm trying to be mindful of my purchases. And to be honest, I only buy decks when I have money coming in from selling decks. That's the new rule. So, if no one buys my decks, then I don't get to buy a new one, which is completely fine with me, actually. And it's not like a ploy so that you guys are buying my decks. But I do appreciate everyone who buys one, obviously. But it's just, this is something that I'm working with. So even if I would buy the soul decks, soul cards. I don't even know which one I would buy, the one or two or both. I would kind of look for a used copy, I guess, and maybe that would be cheaper anyway. But overall, my initial feeling about this deck, that this requires a lot of work, not surprisingly held true. So what I did was, I didn't use it for a big reading during the month, but I did a pick a card reading on Instagram. So if you want to see, just a 1-card pull and a pick a card reading with it, if you want to see how your intuition would work with this deck, you can check out my Instagram for that. What I did was the usual. I pulled a card a day. I love these. The feathers cards are just so pretty. And I quickly realized that this deck is not meant to be doing give me please guidance for the day or advice for the day type of reading, because this is just too deep. Not surprisingly, but the month with it gave me enough knowledge about the deck to know that when I want to work with this deck, it's gonna be when I have time to actually really sit down, really think through my question. It's not gonna be about small questions, and by that I do mean like mundane questions, like for me, obviously, should I find a new job, or should I move house, or should I buy a new car? None of that gonna happen, but these are not questions I'm looking for answers. But I feel like this is gonna be the deck that absolutely works and connects with spirituality. This is the type of deck that when I want to know about my purpose, which I'm very much working on because I kind of lost my way, because I completed a cycle, I think, a big one, and now I'm still in limbo, even though it's been like months now, and I was hoping that I would figure out where to go next, but not really happening. So what I want to do is at the end of the year, I really want to sit down and do a dedicated how to figure out my purpose kind of reading, because I did do spreads about it, but sometimes spreads are really useful because, you know, they start you off with a question, but sometimes they can be limiting because you have set positions and stuff. So what I want to do is just work on with this question in a way and just sit down and pull cards. And I don't even think that I will need a lot from this deck, because these cards, if you look at, you know, just one image, look at the Father of Feathers. There's just so much that you can just sit down and allow yourself to feel, to connect to. I don't think that this deck, again, for me, works in a way that I can explain what I see on the card. There are like 5 of Feathers, yes, which is kind of funny because the card of my day from the other deck that I'm working on is 5 of Swords. So what the hell is the 5 of Swords today? Yeah. But you know, like, look at the Son of Cups. What do you notice first? What do I notice first? What is it that I need to focus on? There's always gonna be different. The colors, what they make me think about. So the deck is gonna be good for, you know, sitting down and actually taking the time to just sit with what I think and feel and journal about it and make notes. And when I mean journal about it, I just said I'm just making notes. I don't do pretty journals, unfortunately. But for that, the month was very useful because I realized that the answers were like, I kind of felt like they wanted to go, oh, 9 of Cups, into detail, into really deep realms of areas with the cards that I got, but I simply didn't have time to contemplate them. So again, not a daily draw for me. But what was interesting is that because I'm still using the wonderful Moon Diary, which is from the Flickering Cauldron that Tony gifted me this year. There's the Moon Diary, which you know, I'm still using it. This diary was actually really useful, and I'm gonna talk about it at the end of the year, but now I just want to show, you know, the layout. It was very useful in all the pages that, you know, it displays the phase of the moon, because that was something that I really wanted to get better at it, to know when certain things are happening and how they might affect me, and having a dedicated journal like this helps noticing that. And the funny thing was that for both this month, November's full moon and new moon, I pulled the Ace of Cups, which was very, very interesting, especially because they were about something else completely. I'm not going into details because it's personal, but it was just interesting that, you know, those cards, I should have, you know, like find it. Oh, look at it, how cool this is. That it showed up for both of the moons that I try to work with, at least, because I'm still not good with, you know, like first quarter and second and fourth, and I don't even know what they mean and stuff like that. But the Two of Cups, yeah. It helped, and yeah, like I said, it was quite interesting that I'm gonna find it. I want to find it. That the cards showed up for both of them, and it just shows that, you know, we have 78 cards in a tarot deck, but they can be so, like, they can have different meanings when the question or the position and the situation is different. We have all the other aces now, so what the hell? It's gonna be, okay, is it gonna be the last one? Because that would be kind of funny. Or did I accidentally, I don't know, I thought that I went over it. I love the image, by the way, with the lotus and everything. I'm just gonna leave it here while I talked about the other things. So yeah, that was something that I really liked about, you know, the art and the repetition. What I want to also do is, you know, just check cards that came up for the whole year, because I was more or less consistently making notes about my daily draws. So I want to make, you know, like I want to sit down and check which card came up or came out the most. I think that's going to be interesting. About the guidebook. Unfortunately, this is a very, not unfortunate, not that part is unfortunate, me is the unfortunate, but the majors are like, this is art, okay, this is art in a deck. So someone like Candy, I don't think she will have any problem with working with this deck, because she's gonna just read the poem that is for the majors, look at the art and instantly connect with it, because she knows about art, the medium, the know-how, the everything, she has that. So I don't know if Candy from Candy Soul and Soil has this deck. I need to ask her, but if she doesn't, she needs to get this, because I think she would really connect with it. I liked the poems sometimes, because, you know, you can pick out sentences or phrases sometimes in some readings. I just remembered I did a reading for a friend of mine. There was one phrase that stood out both for me and for her that was interesting. But there were times when I was like, I read the poem or description, and I was like, I don't understand what I'm supposed to get out of this. So, like I said, it really hones into your intuition, into your feelings, which, you know, if you're, you know, like a subscriber, or you know me a little, you know that I'm working on those things. So it's just, you know, another sign that I need to work on those things. But yeah, sometimes I couldn't get anything out of the card for a daily pull. But I think it's just the limitation of the circumstance, not the card, not the deck. I like the minors a lot. The descriptions, the chord cards are handled separately, which is completely understandable. And I made a few notes, like the Two of Feathers, which I really liked the description. The Two of Feathers is the Two of Swords. And where is it? Here is it. Because this was, you know, the Two of Swords usually talk about indecision, being in a position where you need to make a choice. But this one is more about stopping from trying to figure things out, just allowing your thoughts to not do anything, just observe and not actively try to decide, just see what comes up, which is a really hard thing for me to do. And I love this. Feel the power of the space that lies between a dying and a newly forming thought. You know, to find a space where you can just actually be nothing in a way. Because if you think nothing, you become nothing. I mean, okay, maybe you're not agreeing with that, but I kind of feel like that. For a split second, you can just exist. And this card is all about finding that space, which was a kind of an interesting take on the Two of Swords, because it usually is like, yeah, you cannot make a decision because you're pulled different directions and you should just, you know, shut up and listen to yourself. But this one gives you a practical way of reaching it, that state where you can make that, or allow yourself to hear yourself, I guess it's the better word, better way to phrase it. But, you know, I really like that one. So there were a couple of cards like that was new, and I always appreciate a newer or a newly worded approach to, you know, the cards that we all use. So yeah, this is I think this is all. Definitely gonna use it more, like I said, but this is not gonna be a deck that I don't think it's gonna be a deck that I will use 100 million times during my life. Oh, the stars are sticking to it. But I'm sure that when I'm using it, it's gonna be a powerful reading, which is, you know, it's a great deck to have. So again, this was a gift back then, so I'm really still grateful for having it, because I didn't think that I would have it. And I'm gonna pull you randomly, just cut the deck and pull your cards so that you can look at. Oh, look at that, the sun. It was unintentional, I swear. But yeah, this is my 1 month with the deck update. I don't know when I will be updating you guys on this deck. It's probably if I will have a YouTube channel, for example, 10 years from now, probably there's gonna be an update. But I don't think I will talk about it in a lot, or who knows, I don't know. I've tried. I need to stop assuming how life will turn out, because that just never works. And I need to learn to just, you know, accept it. But yeah, this was my review. I didn't use it with other decks because it definitely doesn't need one. Please do tell me if you have the deck, how you use it. Does it have a dedicated purpose or position or space in your collection that you keep for this deck? Because, you know, I would like to know. But other than that, hope this was useful in some small ways, and please like, comment down below, share this video with others you think would be interested, and see you in the next one. Bye!